I've climbed a few mountains in my life, as you know, but one of the coolest mountains I've climbed was Mount St. Helens. It's not a very big mountain, but it's cool because it's very accessible. You can drive there relatively easily. It's not like this is Mount McKinley or something like that, where you have to hike for years on end just to get to the base camp. I'm being dramatic. But really, you can drive to the trailhead and then start to climb up Mount St. Helens. What is cool about the situation that we found ourselves in was the weather got pretty bad. And yes, it is cool because that's exciting. Like, all right, it gives us a variable to deal with. I went with my dad, I went with James Garner, a good friend of mine, and a bunch of his friends. I went with Liz. She was actually pregnant with Lucy as we climbed Mount St. Helens. Yeah, my wife is awesome. We did get to the top, but not that that's the point of mountaineering. In case you've heard my other videos, that's not the point. It's just going on a walk. Sneak in, sneak out. Whoo-bam! We got to the top anyway, and but we didn't actually look into the crater because there's something called a cornice. It's a big bunch of snow that kind of piles up on the edge, and as it gets packed down, the wind comes underneath the lip and sort of carves out the snow, so that the snow is sort of overhanging. And this is extremely dangerous to walk on top of a cornice to look over the edge, because more often than not, you're actually standing on just a few feet of snow, just a small layer. It's just a ledge overhanging. And if that breaks through, you fall into the crater. And it was really sad because I think it was the year before we summited St. Helens, a guy actually walked out there and it broke and he died. What was very interesting about this death was he was a very well-experienced mountaineer. He'd climbed Mount St. Helens, I want to say it was like 100 times. He'd done it a lot. And that is scary when you are so familiar with something that you just become indifferent towards some of the threats. Yeah. So it was kind of a shame that we couldn't look into the crater because we didn't want to climb up that high onto this cornice and peer over the edge and become a permanent fixture of the landscape. But we just hung out down below. It was really, really windy. Wow, it was so windy and so stormy, but not stormy enough that we should have turned around. We were safe with that. Except my dad, he did turn around, which was kind of sad, but that's okay. I think he was sort of in a little bit of pain, but he was wise not to get summititis and just say, hey, my fun meter is done. I'll meet you guys back at the car. He also went back with a few other guys, so it's not like he chickened out and he's like the only wuss. No. There was like half the party turned around and went back. One of the guys who turned around and went back, he was a snowboarder. He brought his snowboard with him, which hey, that's cool. But he was a heavy smoker. and if you've ever tried to climb a mountain, you need as much oxygen as you can fit into your lungs. And when you're smoking, that's not very cool. I've actually hiked with people who've been smokers before, and it's just like, dude, look what you're doing to your body. Come on, man. And then their typical response is, I don't care, which that's an incredible answer because you can't argue with someone who says, I don't care. That's why teenagers love to say, I don't care, because you can't argue with it. They're just indifferent and being morons. So anyway, this poor guy who was a smoker, he had to turn around and he was just wheezing the whole time. I felt so bad. But my life goal is to get to the top of a mountain with a bunch of strangers and then pull out like a cigarette, even though I don't smoke, but just light it up just to see their reaction as they're going, what is he doing? Yeah, that would just be great. Oh boy. So that was the adventure of Mount St. Helens. We did make it safely back to the car, and there my dad was with everybody just hanging out. We actually got a ticket for not getting a pass, which is, I'd say that's the biggest obstacle to going out into the wilderness, and that is passes. What do you buy? And because there are so many different websites out there, like you need a forest pass, you need a discovery pass. Well, this is sort of a national park within a national forest, which you're going to be driving through that. All of this boring stuff. So yeah, we got a ticket for our car. We were going to get one, but I think it was my dad who said, no, you don't need one. Well, he paid for the ticket. Very nice fellow. He really didn't have to, but it was nice of him. Oh, only $80. $80. So next time, Mount St. Helens, we are going to not smoke, we are going to not be pregnant, and we are going to get a pass. My top 3 lessons for Mount St. Helens. But still, no regrets. It was so much fun.